And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy FlyIslandGuy. Today we are back in Cuba at Vilo Acuna International Airport, and we're going to be making our way over to North Eleuthera, Bahamas. Now, North Eleuthera, Bahamas is one of the airports that were updated in World Update 16. And if you know, I spent a lot of time over in Bahamas. That's probably the place that I fly around the most when I'm in the Caribbean. So I'm excited to go back. I have been to North Eleuthera before, but it wasn't with this updated airport from World Update 16. And in general, the area around there, I'm very excited to see kind of how things look. So we are overall ready to go. I'm just about to complete the engine start checklist here, and then we are going to get up in the air. Today, we are going to be cruising at 29,000 feet, flight level 290, and our flight time today, we are looking at 1 hour and 31 minutes in the air, about 2 hours overall. So hopefully it should be a little faster. Might be a little slower, I guess, now that I think about it. If you look at windy.com, and actually let me bring that up. Just give me 1 second here. Actually, I got a little distracted when I was getting ready to start the flight. So unfortunately, I am slightly unprepared, but it is okay. All right, so I'm going to come here inside OBS, and we're going to bring up windy.com if I could find it. And let's bring up windy.com. So here we are. And as you could see, we're heading to North Eleuthera here. And we are coming from Cayo down here in Cuba. So it looks like we're going to have pretty much a headwind for the majority of this flight, which means that that's going to slow us down a little bit. But overall, shouldn't be a huge issue. Absolutely clear skies, not a dang thing going on in the Caribbean right now. Well, not this part of the Caribbean. So, yeah, things are looking good. All right, so I'm going to pull this guy off, and we're going to go ahead and do the engine start checklist. Strobe lights are already on. Cast messages over seeing right now is the parking brake. All right, thrust levers are set to idle. We will check the brakes in a sec, but we are holding them. I'm going to get the engine knob over to run. I should set up a view for this. And we're going to hit engine start. All right. So good. Fuel pump is fine. Verifying the engine start. Everything is looking good. Okay. So you press the engine button, and we are monitoring the engine instrument. Sorry, everything here is in the green. Battery and generators are looking good. Yeah, everything looks in normal position. So engine start checklist. Oh, actually continuing, sorry. So the EIS is looking good. Yes. Engine IPS. I think this is where Felt kind of weird last time. I wasn't too sure what this was. Let's see if there's a checklist up here. So I could just... Oh, no checklist here. Okay. Engine... ice protection system, that's what it is. It's as required. We're actually good because we are in a very, very warm country. ECS control panel is set. No GPU for us today. Oxygen master switch. We will turn that guy on. And avionics are all good. Cap spin's already been removed. Briefs are passengers are briefed, sorry. And seatbelts are secured. So bleed switch. That is switched on. And engine start checklist is complete. Alright, so before taxi checklist, common nav aids, it's all good. We're not on VATSIM today, so ATC clearance is not required. Altimeter has already been set. Transponder. Transponder. I never remember where this stuff is. Well, I'll edit this guy. Just find out where the transponder is. Then we'll go from there. I don't know where the transponder is. Alright, I pretty much always forget where the transponder is. That's what happens when you don't fly a plane very often. But we're in nav and comm. There we go. We'll do altitude reporting and go back there. Utilities. Let's get the checklist back up again. So in the before taxi checklist. So transponder. Oops. Heading and initial altitude. We'll set the heading when we get on the runway. Initial altitude is already set. Flight controls are free and clear. I'll check that. Trim goes up to 6%. Trim is set. Flaps 50. Electric road trim is set. We're going to press the toggle button, which is right here on this side. Did I actually press it? There we go. And cast messages. We just have a message here about our probe heat. So we're going to go ahead and turn that guy on, which is right there. Okay. So it's just a parking brake. And yeah, we're good to go, folks. I'll just check the brakes real quick, but we'll go ahead and mark that as set. And our before taxi checklist is complete right after I check the brakes. Alrighty, folks. So let's just double check which runway we are departing from here in Cayo del Sur. We are departing runway 12 or runway 12, which is going to be running from left to right. Okay, so ready to go. Our brakes are off, and we're going to give just a little bit of throttle just to test that out, and brakes are good. All right, off the runway 12 we go. And basically off to Bahamas we go. and I am super duper 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 excited. Because, as I said, Bahamas is one of my favorite places to fly in the Caribbean. Spent so much time there. All right. So, before I go, I'm just gonna double check one last thing, and then I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. Sorry about that. Parking brake is on. We are starting to go. All right, just in case, I'm not sure how it's going to look once it records. But if anybody is interested, I'm getting extremely smooth performance right now. Mainly because I'm using a little piece of software called AutoFPS. And I'm going to shout out Sim Cabin. Not Sim Cabin. Not Sim Cabin. His name is Island Sim Pilot. But shout out to Sim Cabin as well. It's one of my YouTube buddies. Island Sim Pilot, whose channel is absolutely blown up over the past month or two. Since he's started doing a lot of content on improving your performance in the sim. So make sure you check out his channel because it's absolutely a gold mine right now of information on how to get your simulator performing at its best. All right. So we're gonna do the before takeoff checklist. I was actually just about to head out and I said, let me get this done. All right, so departure briefing is complete. I'm on the runway. We're gonna get our landing lights on. Probe heat switch is already on. Engine IPS switch as required. Wing stab IPS switch is off. We don't need any ice protection right now. Cast messages is just a parking brake. Trim set to 6 degrees. Flaps at 50 and verify takeoff emerge bat CS message is not displaying, which is not. That is it. All right, this is already configured as well. So before takeoff checklist is complete, we are ready to go, folks. All right, takeoff thrust is set. Rotate speed for today is 90 knots. I'm going to go ahead and also align our heading. And rotates. Ooh. Got a little bit of a twist when you got in the ear. Gear up. A lot of fog here today. So no beautiful views on the way out, unfortunately. Giving a little bit of rudder as well, just to stay in place. All right. Just having a little bit of a time. Just having a little bit of a time controlling the aircraft right now. But now that we're in the air, we'll get the autopilot on and let's get into nav mode. And our airspeed is dropping. I don't know why our nose is so high. Gonna get our flaps up as well. So we'll go, flight level change. And let's get our auto throttle on. Let the FMS manage it. And we're just going to enjoy the view. That was not the smoothest of takeoffs, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We're going to enjoy the view of the airport on the way out. Let's see the other side. It's looking extremely foggy here today. I thought we'd be getting more kind of beautiful weather on the way out. All right. Auto throttle is dropping us down to 145 now. And what I'll do is just bring our thrust back to MCT. Which I think was actually done automatically. Just interesting. All right. Wait, was I gear down all that time? Our gear was down all that time. Could have sworn I did gear up. Interesting. Alrighty, so we are climbing up to flight level 290. And yeah, I think I might have hit the gear button by mistake. That's what happened just now. But yeah, we are continuing our climb up. Actually, not 100% sure what's going on. Let me just double check something. Things definitely look a little weird outside. Yeah, not sure what's happening there. If there was some kind of, yeah, the water just looks odd. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of AutoFPS. Not 100% sure, but no big issues there. I'm just gonna double check the weather here. Just because, yeah, just to make sure there wasn't any like fog or anything in the area. And I'm gonna see exactly, because as far as I saw, like the weather here was clear. The MUCL. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know why it looks so like foggy like that. That was sort of odd. But now as we climb, it looks like things are starting to clear back up again. The water is a very interesting shade of green and blue. So that is interesting. But we are making our way up to 29,000. We're just about to cross 10,000 feet. While we're here, let's go ahead and let's do our after takeoff checklist. So let's do this. This is actually for takeoff. We've completed all of this. So let's look at climb. Thrust lever is at MCT. There. Engines are looking good. Cabin pressure, we are monitoring. Ice protection as required. Don't really need it. Transition altitude, I believe it's going to be at 18,000. So we're looking for 299 at 2. Right now we are still at kind of sea level. The sea level altimeter setting or pressure setting, so don't have to worry too much about that. But we're going to be making our way up to 18,000. As I said, we're going to North Eleuthera, and I'm not going to do like the usual thing that I normally do. I'm kind of talking about where we're flying because, as I said, we've been to Eleuthera so many times now. I flew there a lot. I think I flew a bunch of times in the Embraer 110, Banderante. Probably flown there in the Honda Jet. I think I took the CRJ there at some point. I've flown a bunch of aircraft into Eleuthera. So I think at this point we are pretty familiar with it. Maybe if I remember, I'll probably link some flights down in the comment section below. Maybe kind of drop something up top here now so you can take a look at it. So we're gonna go ahead and continue our climb. And what I will do, when we are starting our descent into North Eleuthera, I will come back and hopefully we get some good views, especially of the water in the Bahamas, because I absolutely love it there. I know there was an issue with water masking at some point, so I don't know if that's been fixed. That's what I've heard, that there was an issue with water masking in the Bahamas for World Update 16. But I hope not though. I hope there's something there, because I know for sure from before that it was absolutely amazing, the water masking in Bahamas before World Update 16. So we'll see how things go. Outside of that, I am going to be back soon, and hopefully we get some awesome views on the way in. All right, this is your boy FlyIslandGuy. I'll see you there. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a quick pop-in update. So we are about, let's say, 10 minutes or so from our top of descent, which is going to be happening over, I believe this is Atlantis Island. It's going to basically take us from Atlantis over Nassau, New Providence, it's going to take us over New Providence Island, where the capital Bahamas, Nassau is. Then we're going to head in towards Eleuthera. But I just want to make a quick observation. So, looking at windy.com, if you remember, I said we're going to basically have a headwind pretty much the whole flight over. But interestingly enough, it looks like in the sim right now we have, if you look here, it's almost a 100 knot tailwind. That's crazy. And we're doing about almost 350 knots true airspeed. So I don't really understand kind of what's going on there, like what's causing that discrepancy. But I'm also not mad at it either. Because it's going to get us in a heck of a lot faster than we thought we would. Things are happening really quickly now. So I'm happy about that, because I feel like I'm going to have to step away from the sim very soon. So the faster I get this done, the better. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I don't know what's causing that discrepancy in the weather though, because of course wind.com is fully up to date. In fact, if I could pull it up, Let's see. Look here at windy.com. I'm just gonna bring it up one more time. As you can see, like these little lines show the direction of the wind, and it's pretty much a headwind all the way there. Headwind being that the wind is coming from the opposite direction that we're flying. So I'm not too sure where Flight Simulator is getting that tailwind from, because according to this brother, there's nothing in the way of wind coming back from the south. So not sure what's going on there, but I'm not complaining. In the meantime, just enjoy the little quick updates. Like I'm just gonna be putting in some B-roll here as we fly over some different areas on the way there. As I said, this is Andros Island right in front of us. Very, very big island. I always wonder why despite these very large islands here in the Bahamas, and let me just take windy.com off. Just realized you were still looking at windy.com. As I said, this is Andros Island here in front of us that we're going to be flying over. Let's bring windy.com back up real quick. But yeah, I always wonder why. See these large islands here. This is Andros Island. This is Grand Bahama right here. I'm not sure which island this is. Does it say Marsh Harbor? I'm not seeing on here. I'll have to find out which island this is, but I do find it very curious that these large islands in the Bahamas collection of islands don't hold the majority of the population. It's literally that Nassau, which is kind of one of the smaller ones, that's where the majority of the population of the Bahamas is in. So it's very interesting. I don't know the reason behind that. I don't really know about the history of Bahamas. But if anybody knows, like, please put it down in the comment section below, because I'm curious. All right, back to flying. I will be back soon when we have started our descent into North Eleuthera. I'll be back. Oh, sorry, real quick. So that island was Abaco. I knew it, but I wasn't sure what it was. So, yeah, that's Abaco Island. Yeah, just something to think about. I don't know why that's the case. So if anybody here who's from the Bahamas is watching, please let me know. So I'm just curious. All right, as I said, I'll be back on descent. Take care. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are well into our descent into North Eleuthera. Let's just take a quick look at our approach for today. Let's just get Navigraph charts up really quick, and I'm going to try and get this done as quickly as possible. So here we are. We are doing the RNAV runway 07 approach. And we're going to be heading to the Maypre waypoint as our initial approach fix. And then we're just going to just descend to 1,600 feet after we come through Jeddah. And we're just going to head to our final approach fix of Lopney. And we are going to hopefully make a very smooth landing on runway 07. Pretty simple approach here. This is a very small airport. Not too much in the way of it doesn't even have like huge terminal building or anything. Like none of the airports here in the Eleuthera do. It's normally just one little kind of house. That's the best way to put it. So don't really expect too much. There's a lot of traffic that comes in and out of these little airports. Just kind of small turboprop type flights that are kind of shuttling people from between islands, as well as private general aviation aircraft. Just completing our descent checklist here. Thrust lever as required. Landing field elevation. We've already had that checked. We've put in our minimums as well. Ice protection is required. Do not need that here. That's for sure. We've already set our altimeter. And seats and seat belts are secure. And approach checklist as well. We've already done our approach briefing, which we did just now. All seats must be in their normal and upright position. Ice protection we don't need, as I keep saying. Lights, we have our landing lights on and locked. Strobe lights are on as well. You're going to slow down now, as we're kind of getting right into the final phase. We're about to start our turn onto final, heading towards that jetic waypoint, as I mentioned. Airport should be off to our right. I don't know if you could see it from here. Yeah, there it is. So airport is right off in the distance, right here. So we are turning towards it now. Just basically slowing down. I love RNAV approaches because they're really, really simple. All we're doing is just following the GPS or FMS, just allowing us to line up on final, and then we just take over from there. And we have the little more advanced ones as well that give us a glide path to make it a little more of a precision approach. But for the most part, I just kind of use RNAV approaches just to get me lined up on final, and then I just do the visual from there. Alrighty. So we'll do flaps 50. And our airspeed should be 140 knots. I'm a little slower than that, just because I want to get us sort of prepared for landing. Absolutely buttery smooth in the sim right now, which I'm really excited about. So that means that that tool that I mentioned earlier is working, which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and arm approach mode as well. Alright, and we'll get our checklist back up real quick. So we're on the approach checklist right now. Let's do the before landing checklist. We are going to go gear down. Waiting for 3 green. Three greens, awesome. Flaps as required. Cabin pressure is good. No ice protection systems required. We can go ahead and switch the autopilot off and have our airspeed of VREF plus 10 before landing checklist is complete. All right, let's start our landing checklist as well. Going flaps full. Let's get our autopilot off. Get our airspeed up a little bit. Just have to make sure that flaps are full. Our approach speed is about a VREF plus 10. So for us, it's going to be around like 100 knots or so. As I said, this is a very, very small airport. I'm going to line up on the runway because I'm a little left of the runway right now. I'm just trying to trim it out just so I don't have to do so much adjusting. Get one last screenshot. And I'll get back on the runway because I'm way off right now. All right. And yeah, the Vision Jet's super easy to land, so I'm not even worried about this. All right, we're about to line up. Beautiful weather here today. Not much in the way of like wind and stuff either. So it's going to be a great approach. It's been a great approach, and it's going to be a nice
minimums.
Nice smooth landing. Hit minimums. Let's continue. Just trying to get back into the center of the runway. And we're about to land, folks. There we go. Nice smooth landing. And we're just gonna let it run right down to the end. Okay, maybe not. Doesn't get much better than that, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to North Eleuthera. Local time is about 3:09 p.m. This is one of those planes that I was telling you about. One of those prop planes. Gonna see a lot of little airlines here. Pineapple here, Bahamas here. I think American Airlines flies here, I believe. But yeah, it's a lot of small planes. But as I mentioned, this is the airport, folks, and this is what I'm talking about. Extremely small. Just like one little building here. This is actually super accurate. Wow. Yeah, this is how it looks for real. Oh, amazing. All right, gonna go. Had our landing lights, strobe lights that were on. Those should have come off. But we are good to go, folks. That's it. Hope that you guys enjoyed the flight. I'm just gonna shut off here. Hope that you guys enjoyed the flight. Excited to see some more airports here in the Bahamas. Sorry, not in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean. So we're going to be exploring a little more, see what the next closest one is. But outside of that, man, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video if you see fit. and I'll catch you on the next one. It's your boy FlyIslandGuy saying stay safe and most importantly, stay fly. I'm out. Peace.